Hey, what's going on? This is Maoli Vodi with financiallypresent.com, your one-stop shop for financial and investment education. And today we are breaking down CharlesSchwab.com, specifically the money movement portion of the website. So I just recently transferred over from TD Ameritrade, or my accounts are migrating over from TD Ameritrade. And I traded with them for a number of years and getting more familiar with the tools here at Charles Schwab. There aren't too many differences. There are more enhancements than anything else, but I want to make sure that you're comfortable with using the platform as well. So let's go over some of these features. All right, so I'm logged into my account here. I'm on the Money Movement tab, or Move Money tab. And if you're interested in looking at the breakdown of the Accounts tab, the Trade tab, or the Research tab, feel free to click those links below under this video. But for today, we're just reviewing the money movement. This overall page has everything you would need in order to move money. So once you click the Move Money tab or page, you'll see online transfers, send a wire, pay bills. That's really just bill pay. Transfer an account, request a check. All right, we're gonna break down all of those. For online transfers, it's pretty straightforward. It could be same day or 1 to 2 business days, depending on if it's an internal account or an external account. You can set it up where it's a cash only transfer, positions only, where we're talking about maybe just stocks or just mutual funds, etc. Or both. You can transfer cash and stock or positions. Just know that you'll need to add or link those accounts, right? If they're already at Schwab, then generally they should be linked. You just have to verify that you'll be able to make those transfers. If they're an external account, so let's say you have a Charles Schwab account, but you also have a Vanguard account, this is not the section to use for that type of transfer. But you would essentially select your account type, then in the drop-down menu, and then from there click continue to review and then confirm. So I always like how you have an option to confirm what you're trying to do, just to make sure you're sure what you're doing. To go back, I just like to click this transfers and payments option right here, and this is kind of our header. If we are going to send a wire, you click here. Wires, those are generally a same day or next day. It really depends on if you meet the cutoff time. Wires can be done everywhere. This is where maybe you're closing on a home, or you have a really important money transfer that needs to occur, and you need it to be verified that it's coming from institution to institution by a specific time, and you can provide a Fed reference number in regards to this transfer, then a wire would be the way to go. All right, wires, if it's just a regular wire online, then it's only $15, but if it's, let's say, a wire that you sent in by paper, it's $25. Paying bills, that's essentially bill pay. They call it Schwab bill pay. You'll have to note that not every single Schwab account is eligible for bill pay. Okay, so your account, think of it as a brokerage account, but it has the ability to do bank capabilities. So it's like a bank account. They double it as a bank account in a sense. So there are certain rules that bank transfers have. And there are certain limitations depending on the type of account you have. But you do have to enroll, okay? So essentially, you would have to agree. And it's important to note that there are not every account is eligible. Accounts that cannot have bill pay are IRA accounts, business accounts, corporate accounts, estate accounts, custodial accounts, and international accounts. So if you're using it for an individual or joint account transfer, or that's generally going to be the standard. There are many other account types, but they are not eligible for bill pay. And this will work just like how you would at your bank. It's essentially you list a bill, or you can even list a specific person that you want to send a check to, and once you enter that in, it mails a check on your behalf to them, and it's postage free, obviously. So it's one of those features I like to do because I don't always like to deposit or enter in my financial information on different websites. I'd rather just have an automated check sent over, or I'd rather at least have it set here and I can look at all of my records of when I've paid a specific bill in one place. So that's why I like bill pay. Transfer an account. Okay, so this process is technically standard throughout the industry. We call it ACAT, or Automated Customer Account Transfer. And you can initiate it online here. And you're essentially saying, hey, I have a non-Schwab brokerage account and I want to bring it to Schwab. Okay, so you can search the company name here, or it'll be listed below as one of the already recognized firms. Okay, but Schwab's going to ask you for additional information after this. Just note that if you have an account that has margin in there, or let's say you're borrowing stock in an account at E-Trade, for example, and you want to transfer that over here to Schwab, you need to make sure your Schwab account has margin on there so that it's like to like. Okay. Another thing to note is that Schwab does not accept cryptocurrency, at least not now, right? So you need to know that any cryptocurrency that's at your previous account, let's pretend you have a Robinhood account or something along those lines, that's not going to transfer over. So it's going to end up you're going to need to liquidate that or sell it before you do the transfer, or you just know that it's going to leave that account open. One last thing to note about account transfers, or we call them account transfers out, basically. When you're transferring out from a previous firm into Schwab, and likewise for any other brokerage firm, there is a standard practice. They always, it's never just a thanks for doing business with us, bye. They're gonna hit you with a fee on top of that. Usually the transfer fee is like $75, but it's a pretty standard practice. It's been going on for a long time. I would say if you're concerned about that fee, definitely chat with Schwab, communicate with them and see if they have some type of promotion that can help you out, or something that will allow them to potentially cover that fee. They may have something where they say, hey, you know what? We appreciate your business. We'll waive or reimburse that $75 fee that so-and-so charged you. And thanks for bringing your account on over to Schwab. Right? So it's worth a shot. You can also transfer or check the status of your transfer throughout this process. So that's always good. But again, it's always standard with an account transfer that it's a pretty automated process. And they will sweep assets over the course of time. So let's say you had a dividend that showed up after everything else moved over to Schwab. That dividend is going to come over in something we call a residual sweep. Request a check. So this feature is very, in my opinion, very convenient, but at the same time too, I don't know how many people actually use this unless they're in a predicament. Maybe they don't have their Charles Schwab checkbook, or the account type is not eligible for a checkbook, so you have an option to request a check here directly from your account. And all it's going to do is mail you a personal check, or mail your check directly to your home or the address on file, and it's made payable to you. Okay, this is not like bill pay, but it's a check that you could use to deposit at a different institution. There could be a number of reasons why you may want to do it. Maybe you want to endorse that check over to someone else, but ultimately this is a great option for people. But for me, I probably wouldn't use this. I would order a checkbook and then write a check directly to whoever I needed to be, because there are things like remote deposit capture, where you take a picture of your check and it goes directly to the bank account. So I think that's very helpful. Just know that checks are free, but if you need it urgently, like you want to overnight it, then it's going to cost you $12. A regular check being mailed out to you, the cutoff time is by 7 p.m. Eastern. And then if you need a check to be overnighted to you, then you need to make sure you put in that overnighted check request by 3:30 Eastern. All right, so for external bank accounts, you can always add or link them here. And what it does is you enter in that information, bank account number, routing number, very standard. And then Charles Schwab is going to send 2 trial deposits. to that bank, just so that you can log in and make sure or verify that it's actually your bank account. Okay, so if you don't get those deposits within a couple of days, then you probably entered in the numbers incorrectly. So, but that's standard anywhere where you're linking an external bank account. Anything that's already here at Schwab, you should have it linked automatically. If you want to check the status on any of your recent transfers or pending transfers, you're able to look at them here, whether it's an online wire, whether it's a bill pay, or it's an account transfer. So I like how it's kind of put everything front and center for you. You basically don't have to worry about these tabs up top. Everything is here on this main money movement page. You can send money with Zelle. Then for all those people who are transferring from TD to Schwab or being migrated over, essentially it has a little guide here. So this is going to change once things are all moved over. So I will note the best way to move funds within Schwab or outside of Schwab is electronically. They do have an option where if you wanted to transfer things by submitting a form, you can do that. It just takes a while. I wouldn't recommend it. I know it's stating that if you had to print a form, fill it out manually, then scan it, you can either send it by secure message, you could fax the form, yes, people still fax, or you can even send it by snail mail. And it will get there and they will process it. The website says that it will take about 3 weeks to do that. So imagine you want to send a form in to have a check mailed out to you. If you do it by paper form, it can take up to 3 weeks. So ultimately that discourages you from wanting to send in the paper form, and I think that's okay. But they want you to do it online. They want you to, and I think that enhances your experience there. You want to move money fast, generally. I mean, to move something within 3 weeks, you have a better chance of walking it over from institution to institution. So those are the majority of the money movement features. You can reorder your checks from here. If you scroll to the bottom, well, first you could scratch that. Additional information. So how else can we help you? If you go straight to the bottom, it tells you, hey, if you wanted to receive a wire into your Schwab account, the eligible Schwab account, or maybe wire money out, this is the information that's going to be listed. And when you click that link, all it's doing is taking you here to the routing numbers and direct deposit information. So direct deposit, also you can receive your paychecks into your Schwab account, right? That's a great way to receive your money and then transfer it amongst the different investment accounts. So I do like that feature. But by default, it's going to show you an account number, wires to Schwab. It gives you instructions for domestic wires, international wires, and then if you want to use, foreign currency. As far as receiving money through direct deposit, there's a standard routing number, an account number, which embeds your actual Schwab account number, okay? And then the bank name. The money goes to JP Morgan Chase, and then it's labeled as Charles Schwab account there. If you want to transfer money out, or if someone's requesting money from Schwab, your Schwab account, then you provide a different routing number with the account number at the bottom of your checks, okay? And then the bank's name is Bank of New York Mellon, and it's the Schwab account. So they have different areas where the money is being held. Ultimately, is in order for you to move the funds and transfer them as needed. All in all, the best way to transfer the funds is definitely going to be online. As far as I know, it seems pretty seamless. I'll start moving some money when everything moves over from TD Ameritrade. I like how it has all of these different features all laid out, and it's not as blurry with, okay, this is, Schwab Bank and this is Schwab Brokerage. As far as I know, it all looks like it's the same place. So that is the overall view of money movement. If you like this video, I want you to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the page, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, Stay present.